Christmas is almost here, and of course, it's a time to enjoy yourself, be with those you love, and celebrate the good things in life.
However, things can quickly come undone in mind, body, and soul. So, here are 7 tips to making it through the festive season with your energy and waistline fairly intact. Hi, I'm James Davis.
And I'm Claire Davis.
We're the Midlife Mentors, here to lift the lid on how to achieve health and happiness.
The balanced, no-nonsense way. Hello and welcome to the Midlife Mentors with me, Claire.
And with me, James.
Well, that'll be a first. I haven't introduced us first for like a gazillion episodes.
Well, you know, it is Christmas time, Claire.
Are you giving me the gift of introducing us first?
I am.
Wow, the standard gifts this end are amazing. Welcome. So we are doing this podcast actually a bit on the hop, to be honest, because we were going to go out with another one, a different topic, but we realised that actually we were going to...
It's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time. It is Christmas. We did realise that a few weeks ago. But we realised that actually by the time the next one comes out, Christmas would have gone. So it would have been silly to miss this opportunity to take you through 7 tips to staying healthy and happy over Christmas.
Yeah, we thought we'd just share some really easy tips you can follow.
Quick wins.
So that you don't end up... I've got to talk first about this myth, right? Everyone says that the average weight gain over Christmas is somewhere between like 5 to 7 pounds, I think, like half a stone. Actually, researchers have looked at this and found it's not true. It's more like 1.5 to 2 pounds. But in any case, we never want to finish Christmas just feeling like we've overdone it, overindulged, and that we need those elasticated waistbands.
Listen, we do know this is a time to enjoy yourself, be with those that you love, and celebrate the good things in life. But we do also know that things can quickly come undone in, not just physically, but also, mentally and emotionally. We all know the impact that eating a lot of not very healthy food has on your mood, and also not necessarily moving as much as you normally do. And alcohol, the alcohol. So we can end up feeling really, really sluggish, low mood, and having piled on a few pounds at the end of it. So we wanted to give you some quick tips about how to avoid that.
We do. Now, actually, I'm sniggering.
He's sniggering at something.
Because I'm looking at our big alcohol pile by the front door. We've got a little, milk crate thing full of bottles.
But
they're all alcohol-free.
They are all alcohol-free.
Bar one bottle of mulled wine.
How many days am I now?
150
something. So, yeah, alcohol-free. We've discovered the delights of lots of alcohol-free. There's Tanqueray.
We've got gin, we've got Carver.
Tanqueray Zero, Carver Zero.
We've got alcohol-free beers in the fridge.
Yeah.
We've got alcohol-free vermouth.
Oh, we have now. That was quite tasty.
It's very tasty.
But actually, last weekend, just talking about what we've been up to, last weekend we went to Sevilla.
Which is a beautiful city. The old part is just stunning and so much history there.
Yeah.
I thoroughly recommend it.
It's actually stunning. Last time we lived here in the winter, we were locked into the provinces, so we weren't really allowed to explore outside the boundaries of Marbella. But we're trying to get that in as quickly as possible, just in case anything locks down here in Spain.
Might have left it too late.
We got to Seville, though. Might have left it too late, so we're glad that we got to Seville, so that was lovely. Anything else we've been up to, Mr.
Well, we also won another award. Didn't we?
Have.
iLuxury, luxury service providers for transformational coaching.
Which is amazing.
Winner.
So that's
Winner 2021.
6 awards in 2 years. Yes. So always incredibly humbled and grateful. And actually, everyone plays their part in helping us win these awards, and you know, your listenership and your reviews and the lovely emails we get in are all part of that. So thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you so much.
So without further ado, let's get on with the 7 tips to making it through the festive season without energy and waistlines fairly intact.
We should have worked a bit harder, really, and done 12 tips for the 12 days of Christmas.
We should have worked a bit harder.
7 always feels like a good number, though, doesn't it?
I love the number 7. 7's my lucky number. It's in everything. So, drum roll, let's go first. Do you want to go for number 1, mister?
Yeah, the first one is just remember to drink plenty of water. It's really easy to be drinking, I guess, like alcoholic frolics and eating a lot and forgetting to actually get our water in and stay hydrated. And a lot of the time, we mistake dehydration for hunger or fatigue. So just do remember to keep track of how much water you're drinking. Just keep drinking plenty of water, particularly if you're drinking alcohol as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and do 2 litres a day, 1/2 to 2 litres a day, especially, like James said, if you're drinking. And also, it'll make you feel a bit fuller. So the next one is focus on the outcome. So as you're going and grabbing a glass of water, if you're feeling like you're wanting to snack on something else, another chocolate. What are all the different chocolate names?
You've got like chocolate liqueurs.
Celebrations.
They're big, aren't they? Heroes, miniature heroes.
Miniature heroes, celebrations. So as you're about to go and get another one of those snacks, go and grab a glass of water. And as you're doing so, do the next tip. Number 2 is focusing on the outcome. So you really need to get into this mindset and this frame of mind. So focus on the consequences of totally letting loose, because it is so easy to do this, like completely go overboard. What are the consequences of you totally letting loose with the food and the alcohol and not moving and all those sorts of things? How are you going to feel moving into 2022? How much louder is that inner critic going to be if you totally let loose and let all your healthy habits slide? How sluggish are you going to feel? How much harder you think it will to get started again in 2022 if you fall totally off the wagon? Now, just remember, this all or nothing approach that we see so many people do never actually works in the long term.
No, I guess the key here is like moderation and a bit of self-discipline, right? Like no one needs to eat 4 or 5 mince pies in one go, but it can easily happen if you're not careful. But yeah, probably 1.5 is enough. I say a great tip is like so many people, right, will put out like plates of mince pies around the house or have those big boxes
celebrations,
of the celebrations, miniature heroes just sat out on the side.
Mummy and Daddy Wiley, if you're listening to this, you used to be terrible culprits for this.
So of course what happens, you're sitting there watching telly and you're like, oh, just in your eye line is the box of chocolates or the mince pies, so you just like mindlessly nibble on it. So just try and be a bit more aware of like keeping those things tucked away, getting them out when you fancy them, of course, 'cause it is a time when we do want to indulge and celebrate, but like let's just focus on the outcome. Like if you do have that 7th mince pie, how are you going to feel afterwards?
Well, exactly. All this stuff is going to make you feel incredibly lethargic and sluggish at the end of it. So just think about, how you want to feel going into 2022, and how much harder it's going to be if you just keep eating those 5 mince pies and drinking another glass of mulled wine.
Speaking of that, Mrs. D, we still need to work on our strategy for the food we've stockpiled for Christmas. Really. Well, so we've bought, digressing here, we've got mini Stollen bites, we've got mince pies, we've got
M&S.
a Yule log.
There's an M&S out here, so we've gone a bit crazy in M&S.
But we're debating whether to try and like spread that out through the week this week, or just go for it on Christmas Day and Boxing Day and try and get through the lot.
Which is basically what we're telling you not to do. So I've been, can I have a Stollen bite? James is like, no, you absolutely
not
can't.
Yet. The boxes are all still sealed.
He's really, really controlling around the old food, the M&S food.
Maybe on Christmas Eve if you're a good girl.
If I'm sounds a little bit odd and strange. So yeah, and also just added onto this is still kind of number 2. But also just be really, really aware of what's going on in your kind of mindset when you're feeling like you want to go and eat more food. Like, what emotions are you feeling? Are you feeling, that it's not called comfort food for nothing? Are you just doing it mindlessly? Are you not conscious? Be really conscious about what you're eating, but also be conscious about what you're feeling. So are you carrying on eating from a sense of boredom? Are you feeling a bit low? Are you feeling... I don't know, in a bit of fear about what's going on in the world? Just really, really name your emotions as well, because the correlation between what we are feeling and what we fuel ourselves with is completely directly linked. So just be really conscious of what you're feeling when you're just kind of unconsciously keep going for that food over and over and over again.
Number 3, the biggie, is moderate your alcohol. I'm going to give you some specific tips around this because, again, of course, it's a time of year where we like to celebrate. The drinks can become a little bit too free-flowing. So first of all, we want to just ask ourselves, is again, like we do with the food, bring awareness to it. Do I really want that next drink? Do I need it? Do I need the brandy to chase down the mulled wine, the red wine, and the beer I've already had? Or could I do without it? And here's some tips for you, right? So alcohol, obviously, has a negative effect on the body. It's full of sugars as well, which can send your insulin roller coastering. So we want to try and minimise the effects of that. So the best thing to be drinking, if you're going to be drinking the hard stuff, is lower sugar alcohols, which would be ideally like clear spirits. So like gins and vodkas with low sugar mixes like diet, tonic or soda. Next up from that would be very dry white wines, things like champagne or just a dry white. The things you want to avoid are
too many beers.
Beer's terrible. All those Christmas cocktails that have loads of things going in with like loads of sugar.
Mulled wine, sadly, even though it used to be my favourite.
Yeah, mulled wine, maybe just one glass so you get the taste of it and that's enough. So do try and moderate because it does cause poor sleep, it causes anxiety, it causes depression and even suppresses the immune system. Top tip for you though, no alcohol drinks have become really, really popular and there are some great ones out there now.
Well, we haven't seen this in the UK, but honestly, I cannot express this enough. Tanqueray Zero, if you can find it in the UK, I mean, we left a few months ago now, but if you can find that, I honestly can't tell the difference. You're probably going to go, what? Of course you can. Cannot tell the difference between real gin and that gin. It's absolutely delicious.
So I'd advise you that if we go buy bottles of it, do your taste test because we've tried a lot of non-alcoholic gins and some taste like washing up liquid.
The one in M&S is nice as well.
Yeah, M&S's own brand is very good. The Tanqueray is very good. Some are very bad, but I won't name them. But the thing you do is you still get your mind almost thinks you're still having the drink because the flavour is the same. So you could even alternate, have a real gin and tonic, then a non-alcoholic gin and tonic. Again, that's just a way to keep feeling that you're celebrating without having negative effects of the alcohol.
Well, yeah, because we're habitual beings, so it's basically it's the entire ritual of drinking that most of us want. It's the dopamine hit. So actually having that glass, getting the glass out, but actually filling it with non-alcoholic gin, you're still getting that kind of high from the ritual of it, but not the negative effects from the alcohol. We are going to actually be doing in the new year. We will do a whole podcast on alcohol and going alcohol free.
We will.
From experience now. So number 4 is focus on protein. Now, this is one of our biggies. Protein triggers leptin, the hormone that says we are full. So the more protein you eat over this period of time, the fuller, it stands to reason, the fuller you are going to feel and the less likely you are to snack. Things like pastries, all these sorts of things, they are not going to trigger your leptin. So here's the thing, on all these sugary stuff, you're just going to want to keep on eating them because it's not triggering leptin. So making sure that you're having a really good protein breakfast, for example, some eggs, like a nice omelette, some lean ham, smoked salmon, all those sorts of things so that you've got a really good strong baseline for the rest of the day. So good protein breakfast, and then making sure as well, one of the other tips is making sure you have protein snacks on hand instead of going for the sugary snacks instead. So that could be just having a little teaspoon of nut butter or something like that. It could be having, it sounds crazy, but like having like a boiled egg sliced up or something that you can go and have a hit of protein, a little bit of chicken or something like that. If you're...
say at Christmas time, it could be having your cold sliced ham out on the side, some cold sliced turkey. I mean, all that is pretty much like pure protein. It's going to be better than reaching again for a chocolate or for a mince pie or another slice of Yule log.
Exactly. So that's one of our tips, is just making sure that you're focusing on protein, especially for breakfast, to set you well up for the day.
Tip 5, watch the sugar. So,
I mean, this is near impossible around this time.
If you listen to our podcast, we're always talking about sugar. It's in everything. It's especially in everything at Christmas time, right? All those mince pies are dusted with sugar. Yule logs are packed with sugar. Everything is packed with sugar. So we just want to watch it and moderate it. Again, it's a time of year when we do like to celebrate. So we're not saying like cut these things out, but just don't go overboard. Sugar, again, has a depressive effect on the immune system, causes anxiety, is linked with anxiety, with depression, will cause that insulin roller coaster that will send you up high and then crashing down low. you know, that when you've got that mid-afternoon slump, you're sitting on the sofa trying to stay awake for the Queen's speech, but you're just feeling like knackered.
Yeah, and what I would say is make sure you're not having a high sugar breakfast. Like following on from having a really good protein breakfast, don't have a high sugar breakfast. So the croissants with the jam and all that sort of stuff isn't very helpful, because it's going to send you on an insulin roller coaster right from the get-go as soon as you get up. And then you're going to be at what follows a high is a low. So you're constantly going to be chasing that high for the rest of the day rather than just having that good protein breakfast. The next one is moderate calories. This is number 6. Moderate calories either side of splurge days. So
this is what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, so this is a really, really important one. Actually, this comes with planning as well. So you need to give yourself permission to prioritise your planning around this, the 3 Ps. So if you know you're going to be massively splurging on Christmas Day, of course you will be, and probably Boxing Day, moderate your calories a little bit on the days either side of that. So that will massively help balance what you're doing on those 2 days. So you don't feel like you're massively restricting. We're not saying only eat 500 calories either side of those days. We're not saying that. But just be really, really mindful of what you're eating either side of those days to really feel like you've got a bit of balance, and then you're not just you're splurging, you know, for an entire week, because it is only going to make you feel rotten. It really, really is. You're going to feel lethargic, low mood, low energy, and just feel like you kind of let yourself down a little bit, and that inner critic will come in. So there's one of the tips that I mean, this is something that we do all the time and with our clients. I
mean, what Claire said, I like what Claire said there. Planning is key for this, because the thing is, you will overeat probably Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing
Day,
what
those days
and
are.
you also start to feel low after that. So the natural inclination then is to kind of keep eating to kind of bring your mood up. But over the long term, obviously that's not doing you favours. So have a plan. Like the day after Boxing Day, what are those light meals? And we'll come on to the next thing. What are you going to get outside and do?
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to move your body? Because this is key. A lot of us
keep moving.
Just sat at home on the sofa, watching the telly, not moving at all. So obviously, like, our calorie burn rate is going down at the same time that we're onboarding a lot more calories. So do commit to getting up and moving. Even if it's just like going for a walk with your family, a short walk around outside. But even better, if you can still, get up, do a workout, that's fantastic.
Yeah, what you want to do over this time is carry on hardwiring your brain for this is my lifestyle. Otherwise, if you give your brain an opportunity, your subconscious mind, an opportunity to think, oh, hang on a minute, this isn't her lifestyle or his lifestyle. This isn't your lifestyle. I'm going to have time off working out. I'm going to let all of my food slide. I'm going to come in here and just sabotage this whole thing that you've been doing potentially for months at an end. And now I'm just going to undo all my hard work. If you give your subconscious mind that space to do that, it can massively and very quickly turn into a really negative spiral, and you will come undone. So this is about keeping like those rituals, that routine in this time, that you actually feel like this is a continuation of who you are and what you're doing, and then you're just having a few days where you're celebrating with friends, and you're going to eat a bit too much food, maybe drink a bit too much wine, but it's okay because I'm still moving my body. I've still got a plan. I'm still in control. I still know what I'm doing. It's when you completely lose control that everything starts to spiral. So moving your body, getting outside, getting some vitamin D, which again will help lift the mood. Get some, even if it's cloudy, you're still getting outside, and it will help relieve. Obviously, moving and getting outside into some vitamin D will help relieve some of the festive stress as well, which I know some of you might come up against. Not just generally with what's going on again in the world, but if you're it's not like you're basically locked in houses, aren't you, with people you might not always get on with. So getting outside, getting some vitamin D. Oh, I've got to go and do my workout. Just have a little bit of a break, and it's lifting your spirits as well.
I'll be stressed when you're opening your presents.
What have you got me?
Saucepan set.
For me to hit you around the head with. So we really, really hope you found that useful. Christmas is a great time. It should be enjoyed with loved ones, but it is not a reason to quit all your healthy habits. It really, really isn't. And the outcome, if you do, is something that you really, really need to focus on. So keep routine, keep momentum, and have an amazing, amazing time.
Have an amazing Christmas. Now, If you're feeling inspired by that, if you know Christmas is coming up and you are going to overdo it a bit, and let's face it, we all do, but you'd like to then kickstart 2022, then have we got something special for you?
Yeah, we're so excited about
We ran this last year, just kind of off the cuff. We called it a vision setting session, and the feedback we got was amazing. It's all about, it goes beyond goal settings. We add some secret sauce to turbocharge.
Oh, totally. It's not goal setting. It's way more than that.
So it'll be a live session that we do. We might even do it a bit more than that in the first few days of January. We're not sure yet, but how you can find out and get involved is go over to themidlifementors.com. Look for the newsletter tab on the menu and just sign up to our newsletter, because we'll be announcing it all there, and of course on our Facebook pages as well. The Midlife Mentors on Facebook, and via our Instagram, Midlife Mentors.
You know what I could do? I can even put the link actually in the show notes straight to our newsletter page. So that's what I'll do. So have a look for it there, and that's how we'll communicate. We're going to be doing a ton of amazing, exciting things. We had a planning session the other day.
Actually. So I've got to say this, Q1 from us is looking pretty exciting. We're going to be doing lots and lots of free masterclasses, things you can get involved in. We're really, really excited.
We have. So we've already done our planning and vision setting, but we'll have another go at it next week. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that. That's going to be a series of ways to get you really, really set up for an amazing, powerful 2022. So I'll put the link in the show notes to sign up for our newsletter, and you'll get information about that ASAP. And just go and have an amazing,
Merry Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas. And thank you again to everyone that has supported us thus far this year. We love you all very, very much, and we are so grateful for you. Big hugs.
Big hugs. Bye.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Midlife Mentors with Claire and James Davis.
We'd love to hear from you. So drop us a line at info@themidlifementors.com with any questions or topic suggestions.
And make sure you join us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can find us under the Midlife Mentors.
Yeah.